Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today, we're going to start off the week. I just left my kid at kindergarten. And today, we're going to talk about Fantastic Four First Steps, which I went with my kids Saturday evening to watch. We had a blast. I went with my 12-year-old and my 3-year-old. My 3-year-old sat through the whole flick. He was in complete awe during the whole movie, and especially when Galactus made his first appearance, he was like, "Oh my God, Dad!" And I have to say that the director gives us this world where the Fantastic Four are in, that it's so well developed. There's this feeling of optimism during the whole movie. It has this specific tone to it that I really enjoy to it, that you don't see too often in movies nowadays, where there's too much doom and gloom and negative energy in so much media that we consume. It's a world that you want to see more of, and even possibly see variants of characters from the MCU in this particular world, like this Silver Age vibe that it has. I really love. I would even be down with a full reboot of the MCU within the context of this Fantastic Four universe. That would be really awesome. Have a new MCU that's not ashamed of its Silver Age roots, because the original MCU was based off the Ultimate Universe, and even though I loved the MCU, the Ultimate Universe itself was never my cup of tea. Maybe with the exception of Ultimate Spider-Man, but that aside, let's get into the breakdown of the flick. Oh, and just one other thing. I can see all the parallelisms that a lot of people were talking about, how this movie felt like The Incredibles. And I guess maybe a lot of young people who are not familiar with the original Fantastic Four do not understand that The Incredibles take a lot from the original Fantastic Four. Now, for our titular team, I thought each one of the members were very well fleshed out. I thought they were really interesting. Pedro Pascal kills it as Reed Richards, and in general, like, the characterization of Reed in this is very well done. But I do have to say that I was very surprised with Vanessa Kirby and the Sue Richards that we get in this movie. Now, I'm not sure if she's the leader of the team officially in this movie, but she comes off as a leader in a very believable way. I really like her personality in this movie. Then we have The Thing, who is my personal favorite member of the Fantastic Four, interpreted by, I'm going to probably butcher his name, but Eben Moss. Give me 1 second. Let me double check. Batratch. I hope I got that right. But the Thing that we get in this movie, he's like the ultimate cool uncle. And the characterization that we get, he's just such a lovable guy. He has a gigantic heart. There are some very well-written parts that are very subtle, where you can see the Thing pick up on emotional cues that no one is picking up at the moment. Then we have Joseph Quinn playing the Human Torch, who is like the coolest member of the team, but who's never very interesting. But in this movie, they pull it off. They give the Human Torch a really nice little arc in this movie that I thought was great. Now, just in case, spoiler warnings, this movie is really worth seeing. Now, there's not too many side characters, but the ones that we get are interesting. First, we have Herbie, who I thought was going to be really irritating. And basically, he's like a toned-down R2-D2. I must correct myself. He's like a more helpful R2-D2. He's smarter. You get to see him do a lot of stuff throughout the movie. Then we have the Mole Man, who also, I was very surprised with this character and his role in the movie. I thought it was pretty interesting, because I know they edited out the Red Ghost from the flick, and it's a shame. I really hope that when it drops on Disney Plus, we're going to get like an extended version, because like, we're going to sidetrack for a second here from the characters. Like, the plot, it is very straightforward. It is simple. The movie really rides on the characterization of the members of the team and of the Silver Surfer and Galactus. There's some great interactions, and like, this whole thing of the family vibe that we get, it is very, very well done. Even with the Mole Man, like, when he's brought into the movie, he's like the sketchy uncle that some of the people there don't like him around, but they accept him because he's sort of part of the family. So with this plot, they cut out all the fat. It's very direct, and sort of like a breath of fresh air, the fact that it's not overly convoluted. The movie doesn't need to have like these unnecessary plot twists, and it uses exposition, but like, it's well done how they execute it. Maybe there's like a Deus Ex Machina moment at the back end of the movie, or maybe two, for those who are not familiar with the comic books. Like, if you read comic books, you can see them from a mile away. or better said, if you know anything about the Fantastic Four's lore in general, and the way it's done, like even though you're not like surprised, like when you see when it happens, like oh yeah, hell yeah, like it's very well done. Now I really like Shalla-Bal Silver Surfer. I like that internal struggle that she's going through. She feels dangerous and a menace. Like when she's going after the Fantastic Four in one specific part of the movie, like that part of the movie is riveting. Like very well done. And then we get Galactus, who, like, he's very well characterized, but they don't dive too deep into the character himself. I thought he was really interesting, and the way the Fantastic Four deal with him, it's very Silver Age. Maybe I would have liked a little bit more backstory to Galactus, but this would have added more exposition to the movie and might have killed the vibe to it. So, in general, the director's vision for this movie and the movie that we get, it's fantastic. It's very well done. I really want to see if we ever get those scenes with the Red Ghost because I think he's an interesting character. Obviously, he's played by John Malkovich, so I want to see what they did there. Maybe the only thing that is bad to this movie is that there's like a pretty important reference to the Beatles because they are the Fab Four, and like in two specific scenes there, that there is no music from the era, and I feel like they could have done a lot there. One track from the Beatles would have been fantastic. Like put in "Help" in there, or maybe one song from the Kings. It would have been awesome. But that aside, I'm gonna give this movie a stupid score of 28. So it's tied with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So I hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time.